Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, where your ego is not your amigo. You are now tuned in to the number one source of battle rap information, stats, and facts on the internet. And you are also listening to the number one podcast on Apple, Spotify, and all the DSPs. As always, log on to letstalkbattlerap.com for all our latest articles and follow us on all socials at LTBR Podcast. I am your host, Vlad. And I'm rocking with my main man, France, aka Frenchie the Bulldog, who just came off a crazy weekend. France, how are you, player, man? Welcome to Big Mondays, man.
Big Mondays, man. Happy Monday. Good morning, my brother, and good morning
sir.
to all of our supporters and listeners. I want to just take the time to say I never take you for granted. We never take you for granted.
Never.
We love doing this show for you guys Sunday night, Monday morning. If we got to call it audible on a Tuesday, we'll call it. Whatever it is, we love to bring your weekly pod. And I can't help but notice how much better my life has been since the weekly pod is back. It's already been 4 months.
Word, man. Word. We did more than a quarter so far, man. I can't front B. It's been great. And we haven't missed a Monday. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, we've showed up every Monday, and you guys definitely have been showing your support. You know what I'm saying? Dropping them 5 stars on the Apple reviews and everything. So we knew it'd take a little second. You know, everybody was like, where y'all went to? Oh, man, they back. I don't know if they're going to be back for good. No, man, we back for good. You know what I'm saying? So we thank y'all for rocking with us and bringing that support back. And like Fran said, I don't take this for granted. I look forward to bringing you the shenanigans every Monday. So here we go, man. Friends, this weekend, man, sincere Cypherz. You know, friends, I love the Cypherz, man. That's one of my favorite things. Like, I love to see competitive rapping over beats. And if LTBR was to ever do anything where, like, you know, we could have an event type joint, it would be like a secret sesh / cypher. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody can come in, get loose, do what they like to do, you know what I'm saying? A plethora of things. And then after that, some dope rapping and stuff. But Sincere put on an amazing cypher this weekend. Big celebs out, you know, you out there, tons of battle rappers out there, man. You know, the people want the insights and the behind the scenes players. So give them what they want, man.
Oh man, pull up to Sincere Cypherz. And it's been a minute since I've been on one of these. I know they do this every year, give or take, right? You could go on YouTube and watch all the previous ones in the past. They do great ones for the ladies as well. And this for this year, they had a heavy lineup. They had Geechee Gotti hosting, so that's already heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Geechee came through deep with EFB, Li the Mayor, my man, M3, S3, Fred. Salute to Fred, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. And the lineup, they had Goods, Bad News, Rum Nitty, Lou Castro, Jazz the Rapper, Un P, you know what I'm saying? Tay Rock, Bones Brigante, and then Li the Mayor called an audible and said, "Let me get in this too." He wasn't even on the fly. He said, "I got bars too. Let me get in this."
Hey, let me get good.
And that's what I like the most. When people was like, "We still got time on the clock." All right, let me jump on in there. And I thought it was really dope, man, because when I first touched down, I see Mark from Champion there. A couple people recognized me. That was dope. I got to meet a couple people from the spaces that I have never had a chance to meet, so that was dope.
Who'd you meet?
I met Georgina, you know what I'm saying? So to Georgina. I met Matisse, battle rap hoochie, you know what I'm saying? No, that's I know that's what it
no
goes.
Judgment zone, no judgment zone.
No judgment zone. That's what
no judgment zone.
That's her title, not mine. That's her title, not mine.
I heard that word since the 90s, bro. That's an old school word, bro.
Ain't it though? And so everybody's there showing love. You know, hip hop is real. Don't pull up, and they about the big guns. They about the tripod today.
Oh, right? Okay.
You know, no bars and nons. Be out there with the phone. The phone already recording. It's on your face and say, "Hey, can we get an interview?" It's too late. It's already recording, right? I gotta say yes, right? No, they about the tripod today. It was dope. Remy pulled up to the venue just when the cypher was ending, and I was by the door. I couldn't get the best view, so I was by the door, raised my phone up so I could get a nice little recording of it. And she walked in, she grabbed my shoulder and she's like, "Hey, friends." I was like, "Oh, who's it? Oh, it's Remy. It's Remy. Oh, what's up, Rem?"
About to throw the elbow.
Nah, it was cool. Her photographer was there. Her photographer's a cool dude. So to him as well. Yeah, man. So that was fire. You know, she came in, spoke to Bees. She saw Jazz and had like a really like loving moment with Jazz. And she like ran at her, like she's like, Jazz, I love you, and just like puts Jazz in like a full like little chokehold, like a big sister hug, and they're like hugging each other for a while. Like that shit was really dope to see, and everybody's like embracing Remy. She's taking photos. My favorite part was when she's like seeing some of the rappers, and she's like either saying their bars or talking to them as if like they're like brother or sister. Like Bad News walked by, and then she just screams out, "I don't care if it's 100,000, do whatever the Holocaust." Like, and I'm just like, oh, like of course I know that she's tuned in, I know she's locked in, but it's still so surreal to see because this is not a regular. She's royalty, you know what I'm saying? So it's just always a sight to behold. She's doing interviews outside for Chrome as well. Everybody's chopping it up. It's good. It's good vibes, man.
Yeah. Now, France, I gotta give the people some extra insight. I'm pretty sure Remy saw the debate, the spirited debate that you and Murder Mook had. You know what I'm saying? That legendary debate. And then of course Mook went on to victoriously and flawlessly, defend his crown in New York City versus Geechee. But Remy made sure to tap in with you, big dog, to make sure that you had the Chrome 23 conference, you know what I'm saying, to make this thing official, you know what I mean? So to make sure that you're out there asking the right questions and all that, so I know you definitely doing your homework. And another interesting thing that I saw, her and Beasley, you know what I'm saying? They were hugged up, standing next to one another. And, the pictures looked interesting, considering everything that's in the air, but we never truly know exactly 100% how those two parties feel towards one another. We can only make our guesstimations and stuff like that, but it was definitely nice to see them next to one another, rocking, embracing, probably having some conversations, you know what I'm saying? Probably trying to oil a couple of things out, I hope, you know what I mean? Because there's enough bread, there's enough love to go around for everyone. So not saying I don't know what they talked about, but it was just good seeing them embrace and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But since I wasn't there, what was the vibe like, player?
It was interesting because you see them from the side and they're like laughing, they're talking. And I didn't want to be that fly on the wall, try to eavesdrop
come on,
too much.
You didn't bring out the drone, man.
Hey, what's that drone? Where's that drone? What's that drone, bro?
What's that drone, bro? Yo, for y'all that don't know, France has it looks like a real honeybee, right? But it's actually a drone with a microphone and a video camera. So anytime he wants to get the scoop, he just sends the bee around, you know what I'm saying, and gets all the exclusives, and no one knows none the better, man. He got the exclusive CIA equipment that nobody knows about. That's how this man gets all the exclusives.
It don't even go to the public. It just stays internal.
That's the best part about it.
But unfortunately, we were indoors, so I couldn't use the drone. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is this bug?" They're gonna swat it. I can't afford that. If it's outside, I get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, so I'm just listening to the convo, and at one point of the convo, Beasley had like a smirk where he's just like, and and then like I didn't hear what the context of it was, but it was just intriguing to see. You know what I'm saying?
Text me later. You know what I'm saying?
it was intriguing to see for sure, no doubt about that. But briefly on the Cypherz, you know what I'm saying? Bad News went crazy. I know all this is post-production, so if people didn't get a chance to one take their their raps, that's fine, right? Because this is post-production. But it made me appreciate the people that do one take in the Cypherz much more. You know what I'm saying? Bad News
separation.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bad News was going crazy. Stopped, but then he kept going. So I would say it was more like a momentum thing. Everybody's heating up. He's the first one to go. I can accept that. Smart. All right, like, he hip hop is real. He does all these interviews. He had a really fire bar about like, oh, son, with my fan base, stove so hot that I had the fan base. That bar was tough, and then he couldn't get through that bar. Like he started over so many times. And I was just like, all right, man. Look, man. I'm not saying that you're not bad because what you had was fire, but you cannot be criticizing people like this. This is what happens.
You think the nerves got to him? Mom spaghetti?
To shoot him some bail, he went after P, Cypher God.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
Yeah, Oompi went crazy. Oompi always goes crazy. Oompi is easily a Cypher MVP all the time. So going after him is a very tough act to follow. But still, bruh, damn.
You're going to step into that arena, man. You got to have your game tight, yo, because
Come
all
on,
eyes
man.
are on you. And this is like MCing 101. And sometimes you don't get a second chance. I mean, now it's 2023, so everybody gets a third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance, But back in the day, bro, you step into a cipher and you couldn't remember your rhymes. It's like, yo, son, you can't rap no more, man. Like, you don't deserve to be in this cipher until you can know your raps, So, but like, I heard him. His voice was good. His flow was good. His projection was good. He had the good bars, but he just couldn't get past like 4 bars. That's a momentum killer, man. It's a momentum killer.
It definitely is.
But hopefully he gets it back together, and next cipher he kills it.
Facts. Castro went crazy. Jazz went crazy. They both had a slight pause, like the same as Bad News, but nothing major. They just whoop and got right back into it. You know what I'm saying? Nitty damn near should have saved some of the bars he dropped.
Listen, he was the MVP of that night because saw you posted on Twitter. For those of you who listen to the podcast but don't follow us on Twitter, follow us at LTBR Podcast on Twitter. But you can see, tons of highlights from this cipher. Son, all the responses, like 90% of the responses was for Nitty. Like, this guy's crazy. The B Simone line was just ridiculous. And they were just quoting all his other lines. And it's like, this guy could do no wrong in the eyes of the people right now. And, he's earned it. Like, he was going ham, son.
Bruh. Honestly, that B Simone line should just I got texts from so many people after saw the highlights, a lot of his peers to have my number. Yeah. They all say he should have saved that line.
You got a clip of that, bro? You got a clip of that? I know the people are like, man, I want to hear this joint. Yo, man, he was going ham. And shout out to Geechee Gotti for hosting because, he put on a good hosting job because when some folks were going through some turbulence or there was one guy in particular who just, oh, man. He's a veteran. I thought he was, I don't know. He just ain't have, but Geechee, he was just putting on a jazz face. Like this guy was killing it. I'm like, oh man, this guy's fronting right now. Because this dude is definitely not killing it, bro.
Hey, listen, for those, like you said earlier, for those that don't follow us, here's a little treat for you. Here's a minute of Nitty's cipher.
Oh, let's go. Real life dose, way beyond a different scale. They rap around them niggas cause they really twirl. Crack flow, I can spit a line and get it like it's really bills. Listen, niggas can get it. This shit like sickle cell. Lesson off the biggest L, which really means you can fall off and not really feel. Red rag, press that, go around my neck. Somebody that will catch that. Time to grow and press that. You go playing with them niggas. You gonna be a fresh cat. I can get your wings full of drunk. You gonna get left flat. The right move like a test match. Pull a sword across the line like a wet bitch. See me better with the shoes. Supporting with a 30, hanging out it like a roof. The first time you see it dead, I ain't by lose. That shit make you hurl, dog. I ain't talking fool. Real life, fuck with it. Ain't no coming. Nigga. Real life, fuck with it. Marathon continues, I'm still sucking in these spoons. Ain't no competition when the beat is on. I watch a weak nigga like a beast Simone. All right, that's enough, man. That's enough, man. That's enough, man.
That's just 60 seconds. That was just 60 seconds. It felt so much longer because it was so amazing.
Bro, I felt like I was on one of them Philly back blocks where everybody's ad-libbing and growling and snarling and stuff like.
Let this be a reminder that y'all don't deserve Nitty. All right, this guy is just too good.
The alien touches down on Earth, man, every time he drops a rhyme. So
I want to shout out Bones. Bones did really phenomenal too. He was fire. It's funny because me and Bones was chopping it up afterwards. I'm like, yo, you did great in the cipher. That shit was fire. He goes, hey man, you a tough critic. So if you said so, that's great. I'm like, nah, yo, don't do that. Don't do that. Because Bones is right there for the move. Yeah. I'm like, Bones, don't do that, man. Don't do that. I just keep it real. I'm not that tough.
Developing a reputation out here, bruh.
No. We need to clear the narrative now.
People see France coming and start sweating. Oh man, that sounds crazy.
Oh man, you ruined it.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Soiled it.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Tay-Rock was light, but he
Yeah,
has a
Tay-Rock
battle.
was spazzing too, man.
No,
I liked his flow. His flow was very
he was in and out
cool,
there.
calm, collected. Yeah,
He was in and out. Like it was dope. It was light. It was quick. But he has a battle next week. Perfect.
yeah,
It's perfectly fine. I
yeah.
focus on stumbles.
That's next
Goods.
week already?
It's next week.
Yeah, the 29th. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Goods asked for a beat he could walk on. They switched it up for him. And he got to talking. You know what I'm saying? He went last. He did his thing. Yeah, man. Cypherz was dope.
Yeah, no, man. It definitely looked like a fire event. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
I wish I was there, man. That's my type of thing, man. Looked like it was good vibes, good energy. So salute sincere Cypherz, Harlem. You know what I mean? But we know France battle rappers is on the scene. Battles are happening. Battles are getting set up, man. Did you get any exclusives out there? You holler at any folks? Anything you want to let the people them know about?
They get some insights at some things that I don't think we could speak on yet, but be on the lookout for some of the next Chrome announcements. You guys are going to very much look forward to that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? This one I could say it's not necessarily an announcement, but this person let it out the bag. Miss Hustle tweeted out yesterday that she's focusing on 3 battles within the next month. Okay,
in the next month.
So she has my verse. Obviously, she has Shooney, and she might got something in between. What that in between is remains to be seen, like fossils in museums. So,
yo, who said that bar again?
Can't you remember now?
Oh my gosh, man! Oh, so many battle rap bars, yo.
Yeah,
so there's a third battle for her coming up within the next month time span.
That's correct.
Could be in between those 2 battles, could be after.
Yep, she tweeted it. She tweeted it. So
okay. You know, Miss Hustle, man, she loves to let the cat out the bag, let people know what's going on. So we appreciate it. Gives us something to talk about.
Oh yeah, Remy got another banger coming out real soon. Whenever they make that next announcement, you guys will like it a whole lot.
All right. I'd like to hear that, man.
Yes, sir.
Word.
But we did get some announcements on Sunday that we could talk about.
Okay, let's go.
Something happened, Vlad. A thing occurred. A flyer was posted on the internet, and I look on the Twitters. I look on the Instagrams. I'm scrolling, and then I see like a UFC kind of logo. It says CFU. I scroll in, because I can't really see. I scroll in a little bit, and it says "Create for You presents own your own your newership." It's like wordplay on entrepreneurship. Own your newership, and it's a rap battle between an MMA fighter, Joel Bauman, aka King Bau, versus Daylyt. It's a brand new announcement. It sounds like a brand new platform that is going down. This will be happening March 25th in LA. Also on the card, RX versus Jazz, New Jersey Twerk versus T-Top, Ness versus Kitchen Clean. That's a fun style matchup right there. And Ace Amin versus Craig Lamar. These 5 battles will be going down March 25th. Oh, looks like I just lost all that. Let me wait here. Okay.
Yeah, about that, man. My computer is acting funky. I don't know. StreamYard always makes it act funky.
Hey, don't worries, man. We're back. So let me go ahead and read this over to you. So we have the announcement that was made from this platform that is now named Control for You. It is owned by Bauman, aka King Bau, the MMA fighter who also raps. We'll be battling Daylyt as the headliner for this card. The name of the event is Own Your Newership. It's like wordplay on entrepreneurship. Obviously, they want to pay these battle rappers royalties so they can have residuals for these battles. Also on this card is RX versus Jazz the Rapper, New Jersey Twerk versus T-Top, Ness versus Kitchen Clean, and Ace versus Craig Lamar. This card is going down March 25th in LA. There will be a pay-per-view available. And let's chop it up, Vlad. When you first saw this flyer, what did you think?
I saw the flyer. And France, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, Daylyt's battling who? And then you put me on. This guy's an MMA fighter. And I'm like, huh? Well, what are we talking about? And I saw a clip of the dude rapping, and I'm like, all right, it's not the worst rapping I've ever seen, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, what in the gimmicks is going on right now? Because, Daylyt didn't battle Shine. We haven't seen him battle Lux yet. There's so many other rappers that he could be battling, but he's battling an MMA fighter. So I was just like, what in the duel in the desert is going on right now? You know what I mean? And I had to tap in with you and go, well, I see RX and Jazz's book to battle. I know, you're cool with both of them. Like, could you tap in with them and see, like, is this like a legit thing or is this a fake card? Like, what's happening? And like you said, you told me they both said, hey, man, it's legit. We're cool with how things are going and it's really happening. So then I had to reassess things and say, all right, rappers are going to get to own their own content. Fantastic. No one is complaining about the paper, fantastic. These are good battles on paper. So as a battle rap junkie, why would I be mad at extra battles coming out and potentially a new league that, you got to give it a chance, right? You got to give everyone a shot. And then I just start going, I just want everything to go well and go smoothly because as we know, we've seen people come into the game, people who've been around for a long time. Like, even when Rem came out and stuff, like she's been around battle rap for a long time. She's a battle rapper herself. And there was some hiccups and things going smoothly, out the gate. That the first card, no technical issues here and there, but the effort and everything was fantastic. Second card, we had more technical issues and stuff, but then, she got it together. You know what I mean? And my thing is, these are good battles that are booked. I just hope that the presentation is done well because we know that you have to have the atmosphere, the energy, the showrunners to make sure everything is going right, the technical side down, or the angles going to be shot well. Like, are we going to get a great display of battle rap? Are these things going to be captured right? So only because I've never heard of this guy and he's just coming out of left field, with a whole league and a stacked card like this. And we've seen things like this happen in the past, So I'm happy for the battlers. They're getting bread. They're getting a chance to own their content, which is fantastic. This is something that they've been wanting for a long time. But I'm still keeping one eye open like CBS because I just want to make sure this gets captured right and this gets out to the public the right way, and I gotta say, I saw a clip of your man King talking in the ring, and I was like, this would be a guy that Daylyt would battle because it was just, I was just shocked, France. Like, this was just, I couldn't believe what the man was saying in the ring. Like, it was crazy. Would you like to play for the people what the man said in the ring?
All right,
it was a little bananas, y'all.
A little. His on his last fight, February 6, 2022, he fought Josh Fredman on Fight Allegiance Champions. It is a smaller fighting league for MMA, and he lost that fight. I was gonna say battle. He lost that fight submission, a rear naked choke, right? Like, I think in the second round. And he had a post game interview after his fight. And here's his post game interview.
I was exhausted. I'm about to launch this NFT that's going to change the fight game. And I put in 30 all-nighters before that fight. I had herpes before that fight, 2 outbreaks in the span of a week. I'm here. I'm healthy. Let's go. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Imagine losing a battle on caffeine and then going to J Black and Nunu, and it's like, I'm about to launch an NFT, and I was up for 30 days, 30 nights, and I had herpes, so I couldn't really lock in for this battle.
Two outbreaks,
two outbreaks,
two flare-ups, yeah, two. But he's here and healthy.
That is the most wildest 16 seconds I've probably heard. And all right, so here's what I do want to talk about though, right? Because I did my homework on Joel, and there was an article that kind of went under the radar on UFC.com in their news section. The writer, his name is Walker Van Way. I want to give him credit. On October 5th of last year, he published an article that says Joel Bauman has his eyes set on conquering battle rap. And pretty much in the article, he just talks about, like, he's been a rapper, he's been creative, he wants to you know, he talks about where his battle rap journey began in college when, you know, the Golden Gopher went local into different venues and he exceeded some of his expectations by battling. And he started to realize after a while that the promoter and crowd didn't know how to like leverage his skills that he possessed. So he felt like he was giving too much of his talents and too much fire to people that didn't deserve it. And it's all a little interesting. It's a little quirky. But in that same article, he has a quote that I want to read in regards to, like, you know, him talking about battling battle rappers, because he does say in the article Daylyt's his favorite battle rapper. All right.
That makes sense. After that 16 seconds.
It makes a lot of sense, right? He goes, all right, I'll create my own ish platform where I can actually battle the people that I want to battle, give the performance that I want, and it matters. And that's where Fight For You comes in. That's where my NFT comes in. So obviously he's probably thinking about using the NFT model to pay out royalties for artists, which we've heard before, right? But then he also proceeds to talk about actually battling, and he says, end quote, this is a real quote, guys. Nobody realizes how calculated I am. That's why I would F Daylyt up in a battle, because I've been sitting back all these years studying all these guys and studying what they do. What can you say? I'm the alpha. A lot of these battle rappers are unhealthy. They're broke. They have no way of talking ish to me because of my posture. And that's the thing about battle rap. It's all about posture. Some of these guys get shaken up. Now, while I will say, as quirky as he may be, he wasn't all the way inaccurate in that little quote.
He wasn't, man. A lot of guys are unhealthy. A lot of guys are broke. A lot of guys got bad posture. He wasn't all the way wrong, but he said the most important thing was the posture, though. I'm like, does he mean posturing, like how you present yourself, but then he mean the physical posture, like, you know, you have to sit up tall with your shoulders back? You know, which posture was he talking about, bro?
Does he think this is a fight? Because, like, well, posture and all that does kind of matter. It's not all of everything.
It's not all, but yo, body language is a big thing, though. But is there any footage of this dude battling? Because I seen him spitting some bars. They were a little off the wall, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was scavenging last night. If there is, I have not yet stumbled upon it yet.
Oh man, wow. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, I want to be optimistic for the battlers because it's another outlet. You know, they've got some big names on here. These people aren't cheap people, friends. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping they got that bag. You know what I'm saying? Hoping they got that bag. And I just hope the best for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be optimistic. I want to see a fire battle because, hey, you know, when there's more competition, there's more leagues, we get better performances, we get people competing with one another, there's more outlets, there's more stuff for us to talk about, you know, because some of these battles probably wouldn't have gotten booked otherwise. So I want to put the optimism out there. I want to put the positive energy out there. Woo! That everything turns out swell. You know, so, you know, the battle rap fan side of me is going, I've seen this movie before.
All right.
So I'm just hoping that it's not the same outcome.
Look, I want to agree with you, right? Because I have a good relationship with a lot of the battlers. Very few of them I would honestly consider a friend. Like people that have come to New York, I've taken care of. People when I go to their city, they've taken care of me. In particular, RX was on this card battling somebody like Jazz the Rapper. No bigger play available in this world than a Jazz the Rapper battle for any lady in battle rap. So for her to get that, I'm happy for her. I want her to get the bag and whatever royalties that will be available for it. But if I'm just doing my journalistic due diligence with this, there's a few things that just have a little bit of a red flag for me. It's like, if he has been a battle rap fan, where's he been? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people did not know who he was, and that's fine. Not that we have to know him now. We're gonna get to know who he is, but it'd be great if you touch the soil a little bit, right? Make sure you spread your wings in the community, touch base with all the platforms and people that are important, so that they can get behind and support or understand your vision. Secondly, I know this is for the battle rappers, not so much for Joel or King Bau. A lot of the battle rappers believe he is a UFC fighter, and I don't mean to say this in a negative way, but when you go through his fight history, he's never fought in the UFC. He's fought in, you know, the Legacy Fight Allegiance, Fighting Allegiance Championship in Bellator, but he's never fought in the UFC. All right, so just make
Bellator's
sure.
legit. I mean,
Oh,
I don't even watch UFC, but
yeah.
I've heard of Bellator though.
Bellator is 100% legit. You know what I'm saying? In his
Yeah.
Bellator fight, he lost in the first round due submission against Jordan Young. That was about 3 years ago, back in 2019. So look, the point I'm getting at is for the rappers, don't mistake his title. He's an MMA fighter, no doubt about that, and you have to respect him as a fighter. Respect all the fighters, but he's not a UFC fighter. He's an MMA fighter. So I just want that to be clear, because I feel like a lot of times with battlers, it's a little unfortunate, right? I don't really want to like be too like pressing on the battlers, but sometimes I feel like there's just a little bit of research required before you attach your brand to something that I feel like sometimes they just don't do. You know, battlers are supposed to be the ones to protect the culture, and sometimes they're the first ones to just jump on anything that has a price tag and a name behind it. And it's just like, just make sure you do your due diligence first and always before you attach your brand, face, and likeliness to project. And hopefully everybody on the card did so, because for me, Vlad, the NFT side of things makes me a little skeptical, because I'm going to go ahead and cross the street real quick and shout outs to the league, GTX, Disaster, the creative director, Lush One, battle rap artifact, historian, many other great adjectives I can use for him, direct. They've suffered from this NFT model for funding battles. Okay, GTX lost their financial backing from their crypto investor, and I'm just gonna speak about this little bit of reporting. This is public information, but I know I went a little bit under the radar. And you and I have talked about this. I thought about making a newsletter for it. Lush One and Disaster met with a crypto investor back before the start of GTX, right? Through one of the representations to Sony. So they were networking through one of their reps from Sony, met a crypto investor, and this investor committed to a deal with GTX where it entailed a percentage of the company for an unspecific amount of money, but we know it was a six-figure deal. Actually, over a six-figure deal. So in that same window of them having the crypto investor, Lush One also has another investor, right? So they have two different six-figure investors. GTX has all this money they're playing with, but they start to notice that the money from their crypto investor isn't being funneled in as quickly as it was promised. Like a lot of the money, like if I'm telling you I'm going to give you this amount of money by this time, it wasn't being received at that time. You know what I'm saying? But because they have so much money laying around, they're like, all right, well, you know, it'll come when it comes. But due to operational costs, they didn't care for the money being transferred in the sufficient amount of time. Bit of negligence on there, and I'll be honest. So they disregarded it. And you know, fast forward a little bit later, after I think like May, June, the crypto market crashes, Vlad.
Yeah.
And their main financial backers are now have all of their assets frozen from Celsius, which is a cryptocurrency bank for those that don't know. Man. And the investor wasn't able to provide any more liquid to the league. So over millions of dollars of assets have gone under, which prevented like their Ouroboros card from being a 2-day event and ended up being a 1-day event. Right. And it also pushed back Disaster versus King Crook as well. So this was all from the NFT model of paying royalties. So like, of course, when I hear NFT royalties payment for battle rappers, it's going to alarm me a little bit. Fair?
Absolutely fair. Just because it hasn't been proven yet. So, you know, the first time I try to go around, it's been hitting some snags. But, you know, the NFT model, as long as their money is not coming in from the crypto side and they got that bread already, then hey, you know, let the battlers battle. You know, I just remember, I'm just gonna flash back. Remember when what's my man's name from Duel of the Desert, man? Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name right now. But anywho, I remember Alki David come around, you know, he was a billionaire investor. And then, you know, he disappeared and we had the Duel of the Desert. And all I remembered was, I'm not going to name the battle rapper, but when Teddy Grizzle was the name of the owner, Teddy Grizzle, I remember him.
Yes.
He got the bag. And one of the top battle rappers in the world said, "Oh, I'll battle on the card." And you know what he did, friends? He told everybody, "Yo, white boys got the bag. Let's break them for the bag. Ask for as much as you can get." He's giving everybody the bread. Break the bank, right? Instead of everyone saying, "Yo, let me get some more than I usually get," they went for like top tier money. I mean, ridiculous. And
greedy.
Teddy being a super fan, it was like, all right, okay, okay. They broke him. I mean, left this dude destitute. All of his bread was gone. He didn't make it back. And then we never saw Teddy Grizzle again. So, someone who was a super fan came into the game and they broke him. So I'm just hoping that, this is not a recurrence where they're like, okay, son's got the bag. Let's break him for this bag right now. And then, battle goes down and then we just never see things again. So I'm hoping that, he's talking about he's a big battle rap fan and he's been following the culture for this long. So I'm hoping he's done his knowledge. He knows his history. And I hope that he's looking at this as a realistic thing, a reoccurring thing, because I do want everyone to be successful. But in reality, not every league and not everyone will be successful. So like I said, I'm putting my optimism hat on. I'm wishing everyone well. I hope the battles are fire. I hope that they're shot well. And, I hope that we see things again because these are some big names and these are some good matchups. Like, I'm not mad at any of the matchups on the card, So I'm wishing them well. Just do your homework, bruh, and take this thing seriously because this is one of these things where you could be one and done and then you just have a bad taste in your mouth for battle rapping and just never show your face again. So I'm hoping all goes well, man. And I hope that everyone works on their posture for these battles.
I just wanted to say, in light of all the skepticism that I just expressed, I still also hope for him to have a successful launch, successful event, and I would like to see the platform succeed as far as just like making sure that these battlers get paid and we get some good content out of it. We'll be there to cover it. And I just want to let King Bau know that like there's people in the culture that are very protective of the culture. We've been here, over a decade, and we've seen a lot of people in and out. And in some of those instances of people coming in and out of the culture, sometimes the battlers got the short end of the stick or they didn't get compensated. And, that's why we will always we'll always walk with a little bit of hesitation towards these opportunities because it's like, we're not so familiar with you. And the battlers believe that there is a successful vision here, which we hope that there is. But of course, we're always going to just raise our eyebrow a little bit. And like anything else in life, man, if you've been burnt before, you got a little PTSD into you, right? Or if you know somebody that's been
burnt, a little penicillin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or if you know somebody that's been burnt and is giving some familiarity, you're like, oh snap, hold on, are we going down the same path again? But nonetheless, it's not going to stop us from covering the card, supporting the card, getting in tune with everybody that is involved with this operation because I want to know more about it as well and still pick his brain and learn about the operation. And I'm really looking forward to RX and Jazz. That's for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So
hey, maybe we get the man on the show. You know what I'm saying? Get his perspective on things. You know what I mean?
We get a lesson about posture. I'm with it.
Hey man, I've been working on my posture, friends. You know what I mean?
I could use some posture tips.
Hey man, I had a killer workout yesterday. I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? I'm working on my posture, kid. Having these kids, you don't want to be walking around with that hunchback and just slouching, just looking.
But I will say though, I'm not.
Holmes, man.
I will say, although I'm not the healthiest King Bau, I'm not broke. All right.
Talk that talk, player.
But Vlad is healthy and not broke, so Vlad is good.
Nothing wrong with that, player. You know what I mean? Listen, this year, the Jordan year, when all of us get healthy, get wealthy, get happy. You heard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Create for You. We will be watching you very closely. We will be paying close attention, and best of luck.
Yes, I couldn't have said it better.
Yep. I think we were fair. Right?
Absolutely. Listen, man, we could have been a lot more harsh, but you got to give people a chance.
You have to. You have to give everybody a chance. It's funny, Vlad. Like the last venture of these I could really remember was Guardians of the Culture. They came out with all these star-studded cards, and you and I actually went. We
were there.
We went to their last event, which was a week before the pandemic, before the entire world changed. And you remember, DNA battled drugs that night, and DNA didn't properly get compensated, and DNA and Rain and NWX was like, well, I ain't leaving. And the owner is like in a
semicircle.
The owner is like the owner is like in his like he's in his office upstairs like help.
these thugs are requesting the remainder of their payment that I told them I'd give to them. They accosted me so aggressively. Oh, I didn't know what they wanted. They want their money. They want a performance. Where's the bread?
Yeah, they ain't no thugs, man. They
thugs. They weren't thugs when you signed up to have them battle for you.
Yeah, come on, man. They're not none of this stuff. They're an artist that wants their business handled properly. They perform for you. They're here for their back end. Fair enough. Fair.
Absolutely, man.
And then they got some nice side of it because then he got to own the footage, I believe, and he licensed it out to URL. So he did his thing. He found a way to make it work.
Yeah, paid multiple times.
But nobody wants. The point is, nobody wants to go through that.
Right.
Nobody wants Nobody wants to. No parts. Not the owner. Not the MC. Not the entourage. They don't give a fuck, and certainly not the media in the building watching all of it happening at once. You're like, what the fuck is about to go down?
Yeah,
like,
and what's sad is they actually put on about 3 or 4 good events. Like I enjoyed it. I mean, we got some gems out of that. Who would have known that Geechee Gotti versus Don Marino would have been one of my favorite battles of that year? You know what I mean?
Facts.
We had Twerk and Swave. Like we had a lot of good battles come from there, and and it was shot well. They put on a good effort. You know what I mean? But it's like battle rap is a business, and there's a model to continue to throw events. I still honestly don't know how all this. I don't know what these guys actually get paid, but for what they say they get paid, I don't know how this money gets recouped. You know what I'm saying? But people are clearly, obviously recouping and continuing to throw events, right? So there is a model to continue to run a successful league. And I think they were very ambitious. And, after putting on a couple of good events, they ran into a roadblock. So we're just telling, our MMA guy, just pay attention to everything, cross your T's, dot your I's, stay within your budget, don't go crazy, and learn from this first event. And hopefully there'll be a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And we just wish you well, bro.
That's a fact. Well, that's one big announcement that kind of shook things up on a Sunday, but we got some more announcements over the past week as well.
Yeah.
We can start with King of the Dot, man. King of the Dot has announced that they're doing a Pat Stay tribute card. Organic put it in the air since last year. I knew he was going to follow through with it. I was just wondering when, and it's going down. I believe it's going down in Toronto. And the first announcement for it was the return of Dumbfounded versus Roan, which is also kind of his return as well, if you don't count the compliment battle. So, what a heavy battle for a Pat Stay tribute card. Like that's a beautiful King of the Dot match that also makes me say, damn, it's never happened. And interestingly enough, I got a chance to talk a little bit to Gully, and I did see some of the tweets and heard from King of the Dot directly. They're saying these guys are going to be competitive with this battle. They're not they're not taking it lightly, and they're doing it in the sense of like, this is what Pat Stay would have wanted. Pat Stay would have wanted us to try to kill each other on the stage. So we're taking this 110% serious.
Listen, I would expect nothing else, because Pat Stay would not want to see a pillow fight between any one of these MCs on the card, and you would be doing his memory a disservice if you just came to just say, well, I'm just going to show up and just spit whatever. But this is a ridiculous battle, man. I don't know if the new people who had just arrived to battle rap don't understand the magnitude of this battle. These are two legends, in the game. Dumbfounded is one of the early Asian battle rappers that really made a mark and changed the perception of what Asian folks, him and Jin can do in battle rap. And he's a phenomenal battle rapper, hilarious. I mean, wordplay, multisyllabic, and Roan, man, he's got that sense of humor, and he's able to, use angles that you probably never thought would be that effective. Not in that manner, you know what I mean? He takes quirky angles that you probably didn't think about. So this battle here is between two KOTD legends in France, man. I spoke to our guy, the low-key MVP, KO Tim D.
That's Tim the Genius.
France, let me tell you, man, he's got the warm rag ready for this event, man. He's already blown his gasket, man. This is what he's been waiting for. And I can't wait for more announcements, man, because I can already feel like the energy for this event is going to be through the roof. It's going to be packed to capacity. Canada is going to show up and show out and show all the love that Pat Stay deserves, because the man is truly, I mean, I don't want to say arguably, for me, he's the greatest, Canadian battle rapper. Like, the guy can do everything, and he carried Canada on his back everywhere that he went. And all around the world, he put paint where it ain't, and he left that Canadian mark everywhere that he went, and actually spread the culture throughout to be like, hey, man, Canadian battle rap is something that you should be checking into. So, it's still sad, man, to think that he's gone, and I still can't believe it at times, but this will be a great way to celebrate him and his legacy and his memory. And, I'm glad that his kids will be able to see everyone show up for him and to see how much love that they had for Pat Stay. And this card is going to be remarkable, man. And,
you're saying all those beautiful words about Pat Stay. I want to take the time to give a shameless plug to our staff writer at LTBRQ, who wrote a brilliant, magnificent, difficult, and just illustrious piece on Pat Stay's career and the impact. It's titled "Pat Stay Changed Battle Rap Forever." It's pinned to our Twitter page. You can see at the top of the page. It's going to be pinned probably for a long, long time to come. You can go on the website letstalkbattle.com and read that article. You will get chills and have a little bit of an emotional roller coaster while reading it. And I want to just go back to the announcement in itself, just to correct myself. So the event is in Toronto. King Bau is actually returning to Toronto for the first time in 5 years. It's going to be it's going to be a 2-day event, February 25th and 26th. You know what I'm saying? All of the money being raised here will be for Pat Stay's family in honor of his life. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, this is a memorial fundraising event. There will be a telethon as well. So I just want to make sure I report it as accurately as possible, and beautiful things are to come from this. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, man. And I can't wait to hear the other battles that are getting announced, because as we know, everyone is saying, hey, I'm down to do this. I'm down to do this. So
I got some teasers.
Who knows who we're going to see? All right. Tease me, baby.
I got some teasers. Well, we can put 2 and 2 together for a few things here, because it's nothing official, but you know how I do. I seize it all, y'all. I seized it all. So Sharon, I think, is on this card because he said he's locked in one of the biggest battles of his life. So he is hinted he's probably going to be on this. Hollow Da Don has agreed that he will participate in this as well. So that's fire. And this is an exclusive. My man Loso has been contacted for the event to battle who remains to be seen, like fossils in museums, but we do know he's been contacted for it. So there's some exclusive for you guys, okay? Sharon's got a big battle on it. Hollow said he will participate. We know my man Loso has been contacted as well.
All right. Hey, listen, man, some legends on that card already and more legends to come. So salute to KOTD for doing the right thing. And once again, rest in peace to Pat Stay, man. Much love to his family and friends and everyone who's still going through it, because it's like, the mourning process, there's no set date and time for anyone to get over anything, if ever. So I know it's still fresh to his family. So salute to Pat Stay, salute to your memory, and just salute to KOTD, man, for doing the right thing. Much appreciated.
Love this for King of the Dot. Can't wait to see the rest of the announcements. I will most definitely be supporting, covering this card. It's happening the same day as Chrome, but make no mistake, LTBR is a deep staff. We will divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we will also be given the next day, when there's no other events, our full undivided attention as well. Some more announcements. We kind of dropped a little bit of it earlier on when we talked about Miss Hustle in the beginning of the podcast, but Chrome 23 did make an announcement. Miss Hustle versus Shooney Da Rapper is also on the anniversary card. All right. And, there's a lot of battles, Vlad, that you just say it hasn't happened yet. I know we just said about Dumbfounded and Realm, but I have to say the same for Shooney and Hustle. Like, damn, like there's still a couple heavyweight big battles left for the OGs and female battle rap. Like, how does this never happen? But here it is, Miss Hustle and Shooney. I believe this is actually Shooney's Chrome debut. She hasn't battled on Chrome yet.
Okay. Listen, man, 2 OGs, 2 of the ladies that started this thing, 2 of the lady that gave it its flavor. Francis, battle was going down at Sony Hall in New York City.
Sir.
All right. 1,000 standing capacity, 500 seated capacity.
Mm.
And we all know battle rap, there's at least 200 on the stage capacity. You know what I'm saying? So this is a huge, this is a venue. You feel me? And this is a primetime main event battle right here. And to see Shooney get that look on that big stage like that is something that I've been looking forward to. She's been stepping up her game over the past couple of years. She's been going everywhere. I mean, the bars have been stepped up, the performance has been stepped up, delivery has been stepped up. And as we know, man, Miss Hustle's been like a goddess Zilla on a warpath the past year and a half or so. Like, she's outside more than ever. And you know, man, we've been critical in the past of Miss Hustle and, you know, what she needed to step up. And Fran, she's kind of stepped up everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to see these women who started 10 years ago be in their prime now, I'm almost glad that it didn't happen before. You know, I'm glad that we're getting them now. And there's so much that could be talked about in this battle. As we know, there's tons of history there. There's been, you know, things that have happened in the streets with both parties around and stuff like that. And I'm sure these ladies know a lot about one another. So this can go any which way, but I'm glad that Remy has put it together now, and we're gonna see who's gonna talk that talk, man, come February 24th or 25th. February 25th. We're gonna see them talk that talk on this anniversary card. So Shooney Da Rapper, Miss Hustle, I expect both of them to be on their A games. I expect both of them to put on a performance that night, bro, because there's gonna be a lot to talk about when all the smoke is cleared off that stage.
It's going to be a whole lot to talk about. These are two ladies that have been mentioned for the Woman of the Year race for 2022. I know the panel for WOTY normally happens a little bit after February time, so no retroactive activity, guys. Okay, this does not count for 2022. So I just want to get that disclaimer, because you know how it goes, Vlad, right?
I don't have no Wody talk about this one, man. We in the Jordan year, man. This is all for 23 right now. Let's stop playing games.
Just want to make sure that the listeners understand that rule, because the battlers seem to not understand it. You know what I'm saying? They have no problem taxing on things to their resume that doesn't count for that year, respectfully. But I love the battle because, like I just said, they both were in the race for WOTY. Also Jazz in the race for WOTY, which is unique because of the longevity of all three of them for damn near being as potent great as they are main event still a decade later. And for Hustle and Shooney, big battle that hasn't happened yet, competitive battle, fireworks coming from this. I can't wait to see what happens. But the only thing that I do know that I'm a big concern of is that, like we said at the beginning of the show, Hustle has confirmed she has 3 battles. We know she has Myverse this upcoming weekend. She has Shooney at the end of February, but there might be something in between that we don't know what it is yet. And so if she is battling 3 times in a span of 4 weeks, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. I will be concerned if your name is not Danny Myers or Geechee Gotti.
Facts, man. Hey, and if I'm Shooney Da Rapper, I'm licking my chops going, I'm not taking on anything else. I'm waiting for you. If you want to load up your battle plate and you want to go ahead and do that, fine. I'm focused on this anniversary card and I'm focused on snapping your neck. So go ahead, go take your battles, and when you show up, I'm gonna be well rested, fully prepared. What if we your neck?
What if we see a flyer with Shooney on it somewhere in February? What if that happens too? Then they're both double booked. What if that happens?
Oh, listen, man. If that happens, it happens, and then whatever happens. All right.
Whatever happens.
just whatever sheet happens. So just know what you're getting into, man, because you don't want to do well on something here and end up looking crazy over here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a league primarily. It was created for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? But Remy is taking it in a slightly different direction where she wants to get everyone involved. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But it still has that prestige. Like, hey, when the ladies are battling here, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to mean something. And on top of that, they're 2 OGs. So do you really want to give a lackluster battle with the two ladies are battling? We already know how hard it is for the women. So it's like, you got to put 100% into this thing. You know what I'm saying? No stuttering, no stammering, no choking, no looking crazy, no bringing the phones out, because people going to be hard on y'all. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how the world has been for thousands of years, you know? So if y'all won't go ahead and get them bags and book what you booking, that's on you. But on the 25th, yeah, I got a job to do, and the job is to be focused and to be clean and to give us that fire.
Were you alarmed by any of Miss Hustle's tweets about her upcoming schedule?
I mean, it does make me raise an eyebrow, only because I don't know Hustle to knock out that many battles in a row. And I remember when Verb went for his like 4 for 4, and after he was done, he was just like, that's the most grueling thing I've ever done in my life, you know? And you know, he made it through, but it wasn't like he made it through all the way clean when he did that stuff the first time. So you know what I'm saying? Like, history has shown that one of those battles might suffer, you know, and we'll see, man. We'll see what's going on, bro.
She did
I
tweet
hope
out.
everything is clean.
Yeah, she did tweet out 2 days ago that she said, "Don't tweet me about no battles, thank you." And then she responded to a fan. She said, "I'm not excited." Then she doubled down.
Huh?
She doubled down a day later and said, "Let me be clear. I don't give a f how y'all feel about me saying don't tweet me about a battle. I'm not being negative. I'm being honest. Leave me alone. Y'all going to feed y'all." Leave me alone. Who y'all feel is going to win has nothing to do with me. Y'all be
Okay.
reaching, and I'm miserable because I said leave me alone. Y'all nuts. I literally have 3 battles booked to announce. Why the f would y'all pick a specific battle for me that I said don't tweet me about, or you know, referring to her non-excitement. So that was just like, what? Like, what is happening here?
I mean, France, man, you know, we've seen Miss Hustle's highs, we've seen her lows, you know, on Twitter, and you know, she gets into it with folks, and folks that she doesn't need to be getting into it with, and you know, you go into spaces, and it could be a little volatile, you know what I'm saying? And she's easily triggered at times, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Remember when she was having a regular conversation with Quest McCody, and then it
Oh
went
man.
left, and she
Oh
threatened to
man.
send N-words to Quest McCody's doorstep, you know what I'm saying?
How
And
could I gotta forget all the screen
how,
record space channels on YouTube got that joint.
right, you know, and it's like she'll be having a conversation with you, and then like all of a sudden she's threatening to send all sorts of N-words in your direction, you know, and it's just like, this was just a regular conversation, you know what I mean? And so I mean, that's Miss Hustle style, you know what I mean? Like she's a young lady who's very vocal and is not afraid to express her aggression online. But that's neither here nor there. As long as she shows up and performs and puts on a
Facts.
good battle, that's all
Facts.
I care about. You know, so whatever she says online, that's cool. But she has been bringing the fire, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? She can tell people to kiss her chocolate starfish all day long, and that's cool with me. As long as she shows up and brings that fire, that's all that matters, man.
I concur, my brother. I concur. Looking forward to them putting on an amazing battle. Knowing that card before you guys get a chance to know that card, I will promise you that there will be high expectations, be very competitive, and there's a lot of heavy matches out there looking to get that battle of the night, performance of the night incentive. I don't know if she's bringing back the incentive performances that she did for her first event, but I will say this much: it's going to be a very competitive card with all the names on it. So.
Damn right, man. And Sony Hall, man. I've been to Sony Hall, France. I went to
So yeah,
Cypherz.
hold on. I'm sorry to cut
Yeah,
you off. Since you've been there, do you think it'll be a great battle rap venue?
it can be, but it's a big venue. You know what I'm saying? I went there for a Cypress Hill, Haunted Hill concert a few years
Oh,
ago,
okay.
and I mean, man, my cousin had to. He was like, "Yo, I gotta get out of here. I can't breathe, son. Like, I can't make it to the end of the concert." But it's a big stage, so I will say this: they're gonna have to dress the stage up well. You know what I'm saying? Like have your big banner, have your stuff, have your DJ set. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot of room for a lot of folks. So Hitman, Easy, Hustle, Shooney. I'm expecting everyone to be on their promo game heavy to get this place packed. You know what I mean? Because if it is packed, it could look crazy. It could look monstrous. Like how those old KOTD joints used to be, where you're looking out and you're just seeing like seas and rows of people in Canada, or you see Smack in Houston, and it's just like, where does the crowd end? Like this is one of those type of venues. So, promo, pack that place out, man. It's a great venue. Don't get me wrong. Sound system is good and everything. Like I had a great time when I went there. I went there a couple of times actually. Fantastic venue, and this is the first time battle rap is going to be there. So let's see what happens, man. I just want them to dress up the stage well, pack the stage out because it's a big stage. So I'm hoping that, everybody get the logistics right. And, Remy's bringing in a team for this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like she wants this thing to look proper and, pay-per-view, all that. So I'm trusting the queen to put it together right and to make sure this thing looks good, because this is a venue. You feel me? Like this is a real deal New York City. This is in the heart of New York City. So Remy's going for the gusto with this one, man. She's swinging to knock this thing out the park. So I just want to see what all the aesthetics look like, how they dress this thing up, because it's a venue player.
I forgot to mention something when we talk about the Cypherz earlier. Chess was shooting a music video outside, and while she was shooting a music video, Remy was just like doing an interview and stopped her interview and went into the music video and started dancing and got out the music video. And then Chess started getting sturdy. Like Remy is really out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't surprise nobody. She's a battle rap degenerate. She loves watching battle rap on the car ride when she's going somewhere.
She reads our articles, friends. She reads them firsthand, B.
Yes. She's a hardcore.
She goes
degenerate.
to the website. Let's talk battlerap.com. You know what I'm saying?
And I just want to take the time again to just salute it, because like the passion shows from the way that she just interacts in the culture, the way people embrace her.
It's not fake. It's not fake.
No, it's all fake. It's all extremely genuine. And I'm gonna be honored to be invited to the press conference whenever they host it. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So we could end the pod with some predictions, because we do got the URL 2-day outside event going down this weekend, man. Boy, oh boy, Vlad, we got 13 jam-packed battles. I did a monologue pod about it. I tried to make it as lightning fast as I could. It still took me a long time. So I'm gonna just get your picks. I'll piggyback anything that you say, right? We can make it lightning style.
Let's go.
We can start with day 1 and then day 2.
I'm gonna give you, like, soon as you say who the battles are, the first thing that pops into my mind is what I'm gonna give you, player.
I like that style. All right, so headlining day 1 is New Jersey Twerk versus Next.
I'm going with Twerk. Twerk has been on fire. Twerk seems focused. NXT. I'm sorry, not NXT. His name is Next. He doesn't like when people calls him NXT, so I'm not gonna call him that. But I just think Twerk is gonna be a little bit more cunning, a little bit more slick, a little bit more sly. Punches will hit a little bit harder, and I'm going with Twerk in this battle. I do think NXT is gonna be dope. I just think Twerk is gonna overpower him.
Yeah, I just think Twerk's in a bag. This is more of a ceiling test for Next. This is his real first big plate. They try to call him a plant, and his battles are Rubando and Bubbles the Bambino and Don Marino. That's not really plant worthy. This is a real plate. It's a real test. Looking forward to see what he does. But just when Twerk is on, he's one of the hardest guys to beat, and he seems to have been on his last 4 or 5 battles. Miss Hustle versus My Verse.
I'm gonna edge Miss Hustle. Simply because I've just seen more of Hustle be consistent throughout the past year or so, and she's on one. Like I said, she really stepped her punchlines up. She stepped her content up, and she's taken out the filler that she used to have, in my opinion. My Verse is dope, but I just feel like Hustle has just been doing this too consistently to lose this battle. I feel like she's gonna edge this. 2-1. My Verse will have a dope round where she's gonna do some surprising things, gonna shock y'all. But overall, I can't bet against Hustle for this battle.
There you have it. I just think Miss Hustle's performing at a WODY level. If she's performing at an MVP level versus somebody that's still getting a little bit more acclimated and active, I'm going to go with the person that's at an MVP level. But at some point in time, we have to stop betting against Myverse just because of the catalog and the experience. And start to go with the talent and matchup and style. Because if you're going to bet against her as far as resume, you're always going to pick against her. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but Myverse still has more to show and prove. So we'll be looking forward to. Maybe you could be the one of the three battles. Right. It takes full advantage of that heavy traffic schedule. All right, Kitchen Clean versus Ace Amin.
Woo, Kitchen Clean versus Ace Amin. I feel like Clean is going to be a little cleaner in this battle. I'm still waiting for Ace to just give me 3 flawless, crazy rounds. Clean has that humor attribute and all the other ghetto stuff that we love. So I'm going to go with Kitchen Clean in an edge 2-1 in this battle.
I think it's a dynamic battle stylistically. I think Clean has the opportunity to get very nostalgic. He's been consistent over the last year. Ace has all the talents to diffuse him, more creativity. He's explosive and he's due for a run. At this point, it's just all about who executes.
See, when you say more creativity, I got to take a step back because Clean is one of the most creative people we ever see. Did you remember when Arsenal was rapping at him and then he was just like, when he stopped it, he was like, I'm looking back to see who the hell you rapping at. Like he pulled that out of thin air, and that's the moment of creativity. I think Ace can be, he can bend the words more. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's fair to say he's more creative as a technical rapper. Then can we say that?
Maybe he's a more creative writer per se, but as far as overall creativity, Clean is hella creative and original. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if we're talking about we're just reading the words, then yeah, I'm gonna say okay, Ace Amin can probably write the better stuff, but this ain't writing rap. This is battle rap where you got to get all 3 rounds out, you got to perform them flawlessly, and you got to rock the crowd with it. So that's where I'm going with the creativity angle. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I had to, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, push back. This is your picks, not mine.
Hey, yo. Here we go.
All right, Av versus True Foe, the puncher versus the street poet. He has very much embraced your street poet title. He has taken your words, Vlad. He shares the show. Salute to True Foe.
Appreciate that,
what you got to say to him? He will hear this.
I think this man. This is in Virginia. I do think that it can come down to a preference based on who you feeling more that night. However, all of those punches, man, like they start to do damage after a while. You know what I mean? And I just feel like Av is gonna sneak this one out, man. I think he's gonna edge this one out. He's at home. Those punches, he hasn't battled. I haven't seen him battle in a hot second, and I think he's definitely going to remind everyone why we loved him so much, why he's one of those top 3, top 4 punchers in the world. And but I do think that True Foe is definitely gonna leave some paint where it ain't, and he's gonna show people like, yo, it doesn't matter who you put me up against, any style, whatever, I'm gonna do me, and you're gonna remember me. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't gonna be no dog walk or nothing like that. I think we're gonna get a fight. You know what I'm saying? True Foe is the war dog champ of Midnight Madness, and he's gonna show us just that. He's gonna show us the growl, he's gonna show us the bark, but most importantly, he is going to show us the bite. But however, Av is, he's a veteran. He's been on all the stages. He got 4 gnomes under his belt, 2 Summer Madnesses. I mean, he eliminated Math Hoffa, got him out of here. Arsenal. I mean, come on, man. He sent him surfing on his way. Like he went ham.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Do you think?
I love that you said that because this is everything I said. This is literally everything I said about Av. You know what I'm saying? His peers try to downplay him. It's like, bruh, you don't have 6 main stage appearances and be mediocre. People make it to Summer Madness and know him once and probably never see that stage ever again in their career. He's been there 6 times, and out of those 6 times, he has 2 classics and 2 bodies. Like, come on, man.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. I think people do forget that at times. You know what I'm saying? People do forget that, but I think he's going to remind everyone, man. And we're going to be in for a fight. This is going to be a fire battle. This is a battle I definitely have my eye on, and I can't wait to see what happens, man, because the street poet, man, he's been going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So would I be shocked if Truffaut won? No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? But I do have Av edge in this battle.
You and I, man, you said the exact same thing I said, man.
Synchronicity, man. You know what I'm saying?
You can't
How
make
long
up
we been doing this since 2018, player? Come on, man. We ain't no new jacks, man.
Can't make up chemistry. Fonz versus Mackk Myron.
I'm gonna go with Fonz. You know what I'm saying? I just think that they're both punchers. Fonz just punch heavier. You know what I'm saying? Like when we come with creativity, I think I'll say that Fonz, he's a little bit more creative than Mackk Myron, and I'm just gonna go with Fonz in this battle. But Mackk Myron's, this is his 2 year. He signed. We broke the story on Let's Talk BattleRap.com and on Twitter. Mackk Myron signed a 2-year deal with URL, and this is his first battle. They're giving him a heavy hitter, so he signed. They delivered. You know what I'm saying? So now, Mack, it's up to you, bro. It's up to you to really put on a great performance and show the people, why this company decided to invest in you and bring you on board. You know what I'm saying? Fonz, one of the best punchers out here in the world. He just had an amazing all 2022 battle versus Rum Nitty. It's on everyone's top 10. So we seen what's up when he battled Nitty. So Fonz, man, continue that trend. You know what I'm saying? Don't backslide. Continue that trend. Show people why you're one of the best 3-4 punches in the world. You know what I mean? And Mack, this is your show, Mack. This is your show. All right. Going into Bags and Bodies, a lot of people had you as their favorite and stuff like that. We've been watching the show. So
it didn't go as how it's projected.
No. So, but this is a different ball game. There's a whole other falafel. So I think he knows what's up, man. Like on your contract debut, you kind of got to put on. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to put on, bro.
Let me say quick to Fonz and Mack, and I want to ask you about Mack's 2-year deal because we did break the story, and I want to get some of your deeper thoughts on it. For Fonz, I'm surprised he's the underdog by the votes, but Fonz is. I know on our Twitter poll he's the underdog. I couldn't believe it.
Michigan must have showed up on that joint. We must have a deep fan base in Michigan.
I could not believe it, bro. I really couldn't believe. I wish I could make this up. That was crazy to me. But
wow. Okay.
I feel like maybe some of us is like, I've been hearing like, oh, you're a little hard on Fonz. Like, why should he be the one to like expect to like win or show levels? It's because like we have high expectations of him because he's showing that he is one of those guys. Like he can easily be a top 10 battle rapper in the world perennially. So if you're that good of a battler, this is the best opportunity to showcase some separation between people that you feel aren't as good as you. So that's why I'm a little bit tougher on Fonz. It's actually a compliment that I'm this tough on Fonz as opposed to me being critical, I would think.
As we should be. The higher you climb in rank, the more eyes, the more critique you get.
And for Mack, a little bit insight because we do got the Mack piece will be on the website soon. Part of his deal, he expressed how disinterested he was with working with Norbs, how Norbs put him through a lot of through the ringer, made him do 3 PGs in 2017. He has one from 2014 that's vaulted. Second, he started to work with Pete. Things became a little bit more smooth. URL made him an offer that he couldn't refuse. He has no problem with RBE. He was never in the contract with RBE. He was only 1 battle deals. And when he did the 2 King of the Dot tournaments, the Grand Prix and the season 1, they were really like year-long commitments that, he dedicated a year to it, but he wasn't necessarily satisfied or happy about dedicating that much time towards both of those projects. Mm-hmm. These are things that Mackk Myron said about his deal. So, 2020, breakout year for him, show off, Big K, A-War, show he could compete at a high level. 2021, made a top 20 battler list, his first all-star appearance. 2022, solid year as well, a lot of great opportunities. And now a 2-year deal. Vlad, what do you make of all this?
Hey, man, this is one of the guys who's, a people's champ that people really got behind and showed support to. And he's grinded. This is a definition of grinding. Like he didn't quit. He stayed true to his style and what he does. And over time, people appreciated it more and more. So I'm happy to see him get a chance to go on the biggest league and prove his talent. And they're giving you one of the best punchers in the world right now and one of the most talented battle rappers in the world right now. So what more can you ask for? Like I said before, you signed they delivered. So it's all up to you now, big dog. Like, you got the people backing you, you got the people support, and now, the league is showing you support by giving you fines. So show up, show out.
Well said, man. Well said. I'm glad we got a chance to break that story. Seen a lot of people report on that story, and it's like, I seen Fawn signed a 2-year deal, and they didn't even mention where it was
wonder where you
sourced.
seen it at, man.
Yeah,
France, we always strive to give professionalism to battle rap. You feel me? And a lot of people, they might crack jokes. I ain't got so professional, but yeah, like we're trying to legitimize this thing. So when we report and we get something from our other colleagues and cohorts in the game, we give props because we want people to know, hey, man, this guy or this lady is doing great work. This is where we got it from. We're showing support. We're reporting the story accurately. This is what journalism is. So the only thing that I ask of other folks is that if you get the exclusive from us, from our page, from our website, and you're reporting it, just state where you got it from, because you didn't pull it out of your ass. You know what I'm saying? You saw where it came from. So just give us our props and report it. Let's legitimize battle rap. Let's do things the right way. And let's continue to make this thing grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Like, I seen Mackk Myron. So where you seen it at, player? You know what I'm saying? Just report it properly. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, France. I didn't mean to go off on that tangent of that rant.
No, I think this
I just can't stand it, because when I look at professional basketball sites, I look at the other aggregators in basketball and in sports, they always give credit to where they got it from, and we do that all the time. And the people who we do it for, they appreciate it. So we just want to see it be reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? Just do the right thing.
Hey, listen, I think this was a well-served tangent on the pod because, I'm going to just say, I seen NBS Central post it without sourcing us, and I commented below. I said, hello, it's me with my Adele voice. Because it's like, come on, man, cite your sources, man. He's not the only one. Not the only one.
And you're using the same picture. Like, come on, man. Like,
that's what kills me. Like, you know what? If you're gonna try to get away with it, you can get away with it. You might get away with it, right? But to use the same photo, come on. I've made collages of events when they're announced, and then I see my collage on millions of other media pages, and I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't put the logo on it just so I could see it spread. And then all of a sudden, when I put a logo on it, all of a sudden they don't use it anymore.
I wonder why. Yeah.
You remember that? You remember that era when people used to take our stats and crop out our logo?
Yeah. I do remember that all the time. I'm like, you people ain't use a calculator or a spreadsheet ever in your life, and all of a sudden you got all these numbers to work with and all that. You know what I'm saying? So give props to the originators, give props to the innovators, give props to the people that are changing the game, because before we came along, battle rap was not like this. We turned this into like the battle rap bleacher. We turned this into the battle rap ringer. You know what I'm saying? We're serving people on the digital end of the content. We're providing stacks. Listen,
and we're outside.
And we outside. You know what I'm saying? When I listen to my favorite NBA platforms, right? When they get a stat, they go, they'll shout out, second generation stats said, this guy such and such in crunch time, this is what he does. They'll always cite where they get it from. So if we happen to drop something that makes your show a little bit better, and you want to, drop stats because you guys don't do that, give props. And I want to salute the people who do give us our props. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are, and we definitely appreciate that. But for those of you that just piggyback and just think like, yo, we work hard to do this, man, so you should work hard also. And if you're not, then just give us our props, cite us. You know what I mean? Like, it's that simple, dog.
Whew. All right, man. So
nothing but shenanigans.
That's enough for y'all. I don't know, all of our listeners probably enjoyed the fuck out that tangent, but we still got to get back to the objective. Let's get back to these lightning round predictions.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Last battle on day one: Daylyt versus Jade.
Daylyt, because her ring experience, her delivery is going to outshine Jade's pen. Because even though Jade does have a fire pen, she can leave a little to be desired when it comes to the performance side and when it comes to the delivery side.
That's what I was saying.
You know what I'm saying? So That's it, man. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and Don Lady knows how to say it. So I'm rolling with Don Lady.
People always say like bars beats intangibles when you have all that stuff, or when you're creative, or you have a good pen. And I feel like that may be true, but not when you're going against a vet that's like in the game for 10 years and beloved. Like when people get a chance to peak nostalgia, like that can overshadow a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Right. And especially if you don't have presence or performance and to the highest capabilities. But we'll see what's up.
Yeah, you never know, man. And Don Lady's getting her legs back. You know, she's back in the game now, and she's outside. So every time, man, she's elevating.
Day 2, headlining battle of day 2, Tay Rock versus Stumbles.
Ooh. France, I'm just gonna say it straight up and down, man. Tay Rock is a machine. He knows what he's doing. It doesn't matter who he's battling. You know what you're going to get from Rock. And I'd be a fool to bet against Rock in this battle. Now, while Stumbles does, have a lot of stuff that he can talk about and all that stuff, so does everyone else who battles Tay Rock, but it doesn't always end up the way they think it's going to end up. And, from the Snake Eyes battle that end of the year, December 29th, this thing is like a month later. So, and Rock didn't battle anyone in between. So he's had a good, 4 or 5 weeks to really prepare for this. And there's been a storyline here. These guys have gone back and forth and all that. But I'd be a fool to pick against Rock. This battle is all about Stumbles. They're giving you Tay Rock, dog. Like the battles that you've been performing in, one can say that you don't necessarily deserve to have this Tay Rock battle right now. I'm just putting it out there. You know what I mean? Haven't been all the way as potent as you can be. Haven't been all the way as fluid as you can be. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, you are battling URL legend Tay Rock. Tay Rock ain't going to be slacking in this battle, and he's got stuff to talk to you about too. So we know what we're going to get from Rock. This is all about the Stumbles show. What will Stumbles present to us in this battle? Because if you do well, guess what? Now the door is open for other, high profile guys to take you on and stuff like that. But if you don't do well, it's easy for them to say, they gave you Rock and what did you give us? So I'm rolling with Tay Rock in this battle. 2-1, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say a dirty. Listen, man, this could go 3-0. It could go 3-0. We've seen Slade 3-0 him. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Shotgun Shook 3-0 him. So he's gotten 30 before. You know what I'm saying? A couple times. Couple ninjas, So I'd be a fool to go against Tay Rock, man.
I know he showed flashes against Sick, but wasn't cleaning in rounds. So
right.
That's another one on the board. All right. Shotgun Shook versus Sheed happens.
Oh man, the streak that Suge has been on, Suge has been nothing short of fire, and this is definitely a style clash. Sheed happens, very intricate, very witty. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while to figure out, well, where exactly is he going? But once you figure out the path that he's carving, you're taking that walk with him. He's very sly with his words. But Shotgun Sugar is just so straight and direct and to the point. And I just feel like with the stage presence, with the bark, with the run that he's been on, and the Cody hasn't been announced yet. And I feel like even though this has nothing to do with Cody, I feel like Suge is gonna take this on like, yo, this battle still counts for Cody. You know what I'm saying? And if you thought maybe that I wasn't, I'm going to put on so heavy that I want you to go back and be like, you know what? I know this don't count, but damn, son, the way he's still continuing to go, maybe he could subconsciously make you vote for him for the Cody. You know what I mean? So I'm edging Suge 2-1 in this battle. It's going to be a close 2-1 because guess what, man? Sheet happens is no slouch, and he earned my respect last year. Like, he went crazy. I respect the hell out of his pen. He stepped his delivery game up. He definitely keeps me intrigued, but I just feel like Sugar's going to edge this battle out, but it's going to be fire nonetheless. Good replay value. I'm here for it.
Well said, my brother. Well said. I can't wait for that battle. I can easily be battle of the night. We got the 2-on-2. So Flair, Soul, and Foots versus Chef Trez and None.
I'm gonna make this easy for y'all. I'm going for Flair Soul, Flair Soul, and Foots. I'm going with these two guys. Man, the potency is just too crazy. The wordplay is too crazy. None. He's quitting battle rap. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting paid enough. He said there's too much shenanigans going on behind the scenes, stuff that that they want you to do that he doesn't want to do. It's not all about the raps. It's all about the politics and the behind the scenes stuff. And that's not a headspace to me that says that I'm coming here to give my all and to really, go crazy. So I'm gonna go with Flair Soul and Foots in this battle.
Not to mention none of the Chef Trez battle. So never mind. All right. Danny Myers versus J2, the rematch.
Before I even give my opinion on this battle, why are they rematching? They couldn't find original opponents for these two guys. Like, why is this a rematch? What's going on here? Like,
Danny Myers said Nitty has the most rematches on URL, bet, and decided to say
he wants to take that crown. All right,
this is 5th rematch in 8 months.
All right, man. All right. Go, Danny, go. Okay. Listen, man. Danny Myers in January. I don't bet against him in January. This is when he does his most damage. So I'm going for Danny Myers in this battle. J2 coming off of Bags and Bodies and being in that boot camp. I definitely feel like this is gonna, he's gonna be dope. Definitely learn a few things, but Danny in January, I'm not betting against him. I'm going with Danny the Myers 2-1.
There you have it. I said the exact same thing. Danny's track record in January over the last 7 years has been very potent. I will always bet on January Danny Myers as opposed to anything else. Cortez versus Swervo.
Veteranship. Tez can't lose to Swervo. Like, you can't. Like, it would look crazy. I'm going with Cortez 2-1, just for the fact you can't lose against Swervo Tez. This is absolutely this is one of the few times where I'm not actually going into a analytical bag and giving you reasons why, but you can't, Tez. You can't, man. Tez 2-1.
Well said. Well said. But I will say
it actually wasn't well said, but I'm just going with Tez 2-1.
Well, I say well said because I picked Cortez as well. But
Joe, there's gotta be an upset on this card. Like, there has 13 battles. Everything can't go the way that it looks like it could go on paper. You know what I'm saying? Someone's gonna get the short end of the stick, man.
Yeah. For me, I'm a big Swervo fan. I think it's a tantalizing, explosive talent. The Tay-Rock battle. I don't know how much of a lesson we could really get from the Tay-Rock battle for a battle of like this magnitude translating on the stage. All the light work battles you got to take with a little bit of a caveat. So if he is this tantalizing talent that we think that he is, this is the time for him to break out. But Cortez is a respectable, experienced vet and should handle business. He's handled business on this position many times before in the league.
That is true, man. He did get Press Mafia out of here. Remember when they was trying to pump Uno Lavos? He got them out of here. He's got a couple other rookies up out of here. So, I mean, not to say Swervo is a rookie, but, in comparison to Cortez's, career, there's more of the rookie, definitely on the rookie side of this. So we've seen Tez do this before,
This is the Swervo show. This is for him to show what's up. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough.
Yeah. We've seen Tez stop people at the door before. No entrance.
Yes, we have. Snake Eyes versus Anderson Burris to end the pod.
Anderson Burris. This guy tiptoes the line with his comedy. At times it gets a little uncomfortable. He walks that racial line, and although I do laugh, I do cringe at times. Sometimes I'm like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? And he's had to apologize before for tiptoeing that line. You know what I mean? But I just feel like Snake Eye's style is just too polished right now. He's just, he's just a better overall battle rapper right now. I feel like Anderson is still finding his style and still finding like what works with the crowd and stuff. And Snake Eyes is just too good right now, man. He's on a good streak. He's found what works for him. and he continues to build upon that. I'm gonna go with Snake Eyes in this battle 2-1, but Snake Eyes, take the battle seriously though, because you go to sleep on this dude, all of a sudden he pulls out this comedic bag and like goes crazy and has one of those rounds where everyone's just laughing at everything, and then another one of these rounds is debatable, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh my god, Anderson Burris beat Snake Eyes, this is crazy. So
yeah,
don't sleep on him. If you sleep, this could not go your way.
I said it in my monopod. I don't know what the long-term plan for Anderson Burris is, but this is a matchup problem for him only because I don't even want to steal this analysis. Luke Castro said this, and it was great analysis. Snake Eyes is too much of a character, like historically, his brand, the culture, who he is. He's too much of a character that gives Anderson so much ammunition to work with. So, like, that's why this could be a very difficult battle, because it's like Anderson has definitely all the tools and capabilities to like really present a difficult assignment for Snake Eyes. But Snake Eyes is also somebody that's had not one but two potential battle of the year contenders last year, a really electrifying start to 2022.
Right.
I respect all that too much to say to myself, Anderson hasn't rapped at that level yet, so I think Snake Eyes knows what to do here. But make no mistake, this will be challenging, and it will pique your creativity.
Listen, I will say this: like some of the other people that you battled, Snake, maybe they don't want to touch on subjects 100%. They might tiptoe, tag it here, tag it there. Best believe this dude, he's gonna attack these subjects that have been around for the past couple of months. We all know what we're talking about, the house and all that, everything that went down outside. He ain't gonna cut no slack. He's like a Sharon when it comes to that. Like, he is not going to let up, and he's gonna talk about everything that you've been going through these past few months, and it might get it might get hectic, man. He might tiptoe that line where it's like borderline cringy but funny but truthful, but I ain't think about it like that, you know what I'm saying? So, and if you're not taking him serious, it might look a certain way, man, when it drops, you know what I mean? So Snake, I would say just stick to my advice. You don't gotta listen to me at all, you know what I'm saying? You've got Tone Bro for that, you know what I'm saying? Or actually, you got yourself for that, you know what I mean? You're the writer, you're the creator of things, but just do what you've been doing. Service your audience, keep it ghetto, keep it pissy, Project Hallway, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know if this is the time to experiment and get all white boy funny. I don't know, man.
I disagree with that a little bit. I think this is the perfect time to peek into some creativity, not entirely. Don't dedicate an entire round. But okay. I use a great reference. Like, remember when Rex battled Awkwards and he pulled the Kango hat out? He had just a little segment of just like, since you rap stupid, I'm gonna rap stupid like you. Put on the Kango, impersonated Awkwards, and went right back into being Rex.
All right. But here's a little pushback. Pause. Right.
Yeah.
Where did he do that though? He went out to Cali and Awkward's home and did that, where people would appreciate that and not expect that from Rex. You feel me?
But they don't expect. That's what I'm saying. But they don't expect it from Snake.
Right. So but the environment is different though. The environment is different. The audience is different. So you go out on that ledge and try that. And if it doesn't hit, then you just, you know what I'm saying? And you look silly. You airball that one. And then, y'all ain't effing with me. Oh, y'all sleeping. Oh, and then next thing you know, we got, a rapper battling the audience and battling his opponent. And then now you're just like in a, what am I doing here?
I don't mind being at differences here with you on this at all. You know what I'm saying? Stick with what works is always a good game plan. But for me personally, I think if you look at what Rex did, there is a fundamental blueprint of saying people don't expect me to peek into any creativity or humor. So if I find a way to use it, even to the slightest capabilities, I can create shock value for myself that could defuse my opponent. That's all I'm saying. And
no, I hear you, but being able to make an entire room laugh at one time is one of the most difficult things that you can do on earth.
So do you agree with the ideology, or do you just don't think he's capable of doing this?
I will never say that this person is not capable of doing whatever, because I don't know what people's limits are or whatever. But I'm just saying, when Rex did it, he knew he was going out to grind time. He knew that he could do this in that audience where that crowd is. Listen, man, grind time, you can make jokes about whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it can go off, you know what I mean? Jokes that you can't make on URL sometimes, you know what I mean? So it's where and when you choose to do these things. And I haven't really seen Snake implement humor in his battles, and he's had opportunities to. So to try this out now against a guy who is, I mean, come on, have you seen Anderson's promo for this battle? Have you seen the video clips? They're ridiculously funny. Like, this guy has a great sense of humor, and like I said, man, he tiptoes that line where it's like, oh, I don't want to laugh, but this is funny. Damn it, you made me laugh. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I would say stick to what you know, and do what you do, and then just have your hardcore fans going, Anderson is doing this nonsense, and Snake is talking that talk that we want to hear. I got Snake winning. You know what I mean? But if you go out on that ledge and try to compete in that humor category, and he beats you in that humor category, and then let's say he just has another round where it's like, oh man, yeah, this is a good round too. You know what I'm saying? It could look funny in the light.
Fair enough. I'm pro study the game tapes and figure out how to adjust. You're pro stick to what works. I think neither answer is wrong. It all depends on the nuance of who executes it.
Fact. Hey, wasn't there one more battle announced for this?
Oh, you know what? You were right, and I almost forgot it myself when I did my pod.
Oh, hello, come on, bro. What you got against the man?
T-Top versus real name Brandon. Bring it home for us, Vlad.
Oh man, I gotta go with T-Top, man. Just the consummate vet. You know what I'm saying? The battle against Taylor.
Reason why I forgot is because it's not on the flyer that I'm looking at, so that's probably why it happened to me twice.
Oh, okay. Hey, man. Well, hey, last minute announcements, man. Sometimes the flyer gets out, and you gotta make an addendum to it. But T-Top, I'm rolling with T-Top, man. Just from what I've seen over the years. And real name Brandon, although you had a great performance at Summer Madness, listen, rocking a Summer Madness stage is nothing to sneeze at. So I don't care what he did in his other performances that were lackluster to me, but he did rock Summer Madness, man. You can never, ever, ever, ever take that away from him. But I just think T-Top's consistency and just his, overall game plan is just going to be a little too much for real name Brandon. I got T-Top winning this battle.
Fair enough. For me, I just feel like all the vet tests that Brandon's been through so far are people that have been a rank above him. Shotgun Suge, Renity, Saint, you know what I'm saying? Fonz. I haven't necessarily seen him excel in any of those situations. Now, some maybe a little bit higher degree of difficulty than others. Mm-hmm. Some of them he wasn't clean in. But the point is, like, if I seen your last 4 tests against a bigger name, and I feel like you fell short of expectations or didn't necessarily rise to the occasion in those, I'm not going to feel confident in the sample size when you're pinned against somebody of the caliber of T-Top, who we forget sometimes he is literally one of the best, like 10, 15 guys in the league. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. T-Top is a difficult assignment for any and everybody. And shit, man, if you had trouble with Fonz and Saint, T-Top is 2 times harder than both, probably.
Yo. Word.
All right, well, that's it for me.
Yeah, man. Listen, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Battle Rap. Like I said at the beginning, if you made it this far, hey, man, hit subscribe on wherever you're listening to this at. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, leave a comment. If you're on Apple, leave a 5-star rating or leave a 1-star rating if you thought we was trash, but we know you didn't think we were. So leave that 5-star rating, leave a comment. This helps us out, man. We ain't asking you for no bread, just asking you to push a couple buttons. As always, log on to letstalkbattlerap.com and follow us on all socials. If you're not already, follow us at LTBR Podcast. And to those of you on Twitter who are not following the show here, come on, man. What are you doing? You're tripping. So if you happen to stumble across us from Twitter, put everybody else on. Let them know that on Mondays is Big Mondays with your boy France and your boy Vlad. And France, I can't wait to do this next week, man. I had a ball, man, doing this show with you this morning. Like I said, as always, it's always a pleasure. So rock on. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.